The Catalans are a Romance ethnic group formed by the people from, or with origins in, Catalonia, who form a historic nationality chiefly located in northern Spain. The inhabitants of the adjacent portion of southern France are included in this definition. Also, Catalan is sometimes used to define people from Catalan countries, which include other areas where the Catalan language is spoken. Extended concept. The other Catalan-speaking people, namely people from Andorra, the Valencian community, the Balearic Islands, Eastern Aragon, and the city of Alguero in Sardinia, are sometimes identified as a collective, distinct ethnic group. The aforementioned territories are often designated Països Catalans, Catalan countries, by Catalan nationalists. Historical background. The area that now is known primarily as Catalonia was, as the rest of the Iberian Peninsula, invaded in 1500 BCE by Proto-Celtic Kernfield people who brought the rite of burning the dead. These Indo-European people were absorbed by the Iberians beginning in 600 BCE in a process that would not be complete until the 4th century BCE. These groups came under the rule of various invading groups starting with the Phoenicians and Carthaginians, who set up colonies along the coast, including Barcino itself. Following the Punic Wars, the Romans replaced the Carthaginians as the dominant power in the Iberian eastern coast, including parts of Catalonia. By 206 BCE, Rome established Latin as the official language and imparted a distinctive Roman culture upon the local population, which merged with Roman colonists from the Italian peninsula. An early precursor to the Catalan language began to develop from a local form of popular Latin before and during the collapse of the Roman Empire. Various Germanic tribes arrived following nearly 6 centuries of Roman rule, which had completely transformed the area into the Roman province of Tarraconensis. The Visigoths established themselves in the 5th century and would rule the area until 718 when Muslim Arabs and Berbers conquered the region and held it for close to a century. The Franks held back small Muslim raiding parties, which had penetrated virtually unchallenged as far as central France. Frankish suzerainty extended over much of present-day Catalonia. Larger wars with the Muslims began with the Spanish March, which led to the beginnings of the Reconquista by Catalan forces over most of Catalonia. By the year 801, Barcelona became an important center for Christian forces in the Iberian Peninsula. Catalonia emerged from the conflicts in Muslim Spain as a regional power, as Christian rulers entrenched themselves in the region during the Carolingian period. Rulers such as Wilfrid the Hairy became masters of a larger territory encompassing Catalonia. The Crown of Aragon included Catalonia, Aragon, Valencia, and the Balearic Islands. The marriage of Isabella I of Castile and Ferdinand II of Aragon and the conquest of the last Muslim kingdom of Granada in 1492 tied Catalonia politically to the fate of the new Spanish kingdom. While a regional culture continued to survive and thrive, some sporadic regional unrest led to conflicts such as the revolt of the Germanes in Valencia and Majorca, and the 1640 revolt in Catalonia known as the Reapers' War. This latter conflict embroiled Spain in a larger war with France as many Catalan nobles allied themselves with Louis XIII. The war continued until 1659 and ended with the Peace of the Pyrenees, which effectively partitioned Catalonia as the northern strip of the March came under French rule, while the rest remained under Spanish hegemony. The Catalan government took sides with the Habsburg pretender against the Bourbon one during the War of the Spanish Succession that started in 1705, and ended in 1714. The Catalan failure to defend the perpetuation of Habsburg dynasty in Spain culminated in the surrender of Barcelona on September 11, 1714, which came to be commemorated as Catalonia's National Day. During the Napoleonic Wars, much of Catalonia was seized by French forces by 1808. As France ruled the entire region briefly until Napoleon's surrender to Allied armies, In France, strong assimilationist policies integrated many Catalans into French society, while in Spain a Catalan identity was increasingly suppressed in favor of a national identity. The Catalans regained autonomy during the Spanish Second Republic from 1932 until Francisco Franco's nationalist forces retook Catalonia by 1939. It was not until 1975 and the death of Franco that the Catalans as well as other Spaniards began to regain their right to cultural expression, which was restarted by the Spanish Constitution of 1978. Since this period, a balance between a sense of local identity versus the broader Spanish one has emerged as the dominant political force in Catalonia. The former tends to advocate for even greater autonomy and independence. The latter tends to argue for maintaining either a status quo or removal of autonomy and cultural identity, depending on the leanings of the current government. As a result, there tends to be much fluctuation depending on regional and national politics during a given election cycle. Given the stronger centralist tendencies in France, however, French Catalans display a much less dynamic sense of uniqueness, having been integrated more consistently into the unitary French national identity. Geography. The vast majority of Catalans reside in the autonomous community of Catalonia, within Spain. At least 100,000 Catalan speakers live in the Pays Catalan in France. Culture and society. Described by author Walter Starkey in The Road to Santiago as a subtle people, he sums up their national character with a local term any meaning, common sense, or a pragmatic attitude toward life. The measure or mass is a defining characteristic of the Catalan countryside and includes a large house, land, cattle, and an extended family. But this tradition is in decline as the nuclear family has largely replaced the extended family, as in the rest of Western Europe. Catalans in Spain are recognized as a nationality, and enjoy a high degree of political autonomy, leading to reinforcement of a Catalan identity. Language. The Catalan language is a Romance language. It is the language closest to Occitan, as well as sharing many features with other Western Romance languages such as Spanish, French, Portuguese, and Aragonese. There are a number of linguistic varieties that are considered dialects of Catalan, among them, the dialect group with the most speakers, Central Catalan. The total number of Catalan speakers is over 9 million in Catalonia. More than half of them speak Catalan as a second language, the native speakers being about 4 millions. Very few Catalan monoglots exist. Basically, virtually all of the Catalan speakers in Spain are bilingual speakers of Catalan and Spanish, with a sizable population of Spanish-only speakers of immigrant origin existing in the major Catalan urban areas as well. In the Roussillon, nowadays only a minority of the French Catalans do speak Catalan, with French being the majority language for the inhabitants after a continued process of language shift. The inhabitants of the Aran Valley count Aranese, an Occitan dialect, rather than Catalan as their own language. These Catalans are also bilingual in Spanish. In September 2005, the .cat.tld, the first internet language-based top-level domain, was approved for all web pages intending to serve the needs of the Catalan linguistic and cultural community on the Internet. This community is made up of those who use the Catalan language for their online communications or promote the different aspects of Catalan culture online. Traditional clothes. The traditional dress included the baratina and the fexa among men, and ret among women. The traditional footwear was the espadanya or espadrille. Cuisine. Traditional diet. The Catalan diet is part of the Mediterranean diet, and includes the use of olive oil. Catalan people like to eat veal and lamb. There are three main daily meals. In the morning, a very light breakfast, consisting of fruit or fruit juice, milk, coffee, or purée amb tomàquet, bread with tomato. Catalans tend to divide their breakfast into two parts. one early in the morning before going to work or study, and the other one between 1000 and 1200 in the afternoon. The main meal of the day, usually comprising 3 dishes. The first consists of pasta or vegetables, the second of meat or fish, and the third of fruit or yogurt. In the evening, more food than in the morning, but less than at lunch, very often only a single main dish and fruit. It is common to drink moderate quantities of wine. In Catalan gastronomy, embotits are very important. These are pork sausages such as botifarra or fuet. In the past, bread figured heavily in the Catalan diet. Now it is used mainly in the morning and supplements the noon meal. At home and in restaurants, bread is still popular among Catalans. Some Catalan fast food restaurants don't serve hamburgers, but offer a wide variety of sandwiches. In the past, the poor ate soup every day and rice on Thursday and Sunday. The discipline of abstinence, not eating meat during Lent, once was very strong, but practically disappeared in the 20th century. Spicy food is rare in the Catalan diet, but there are quite garlicky sauces such as alioli or romesco. Traditional dishes. One type of Catalan dish is escudella, a soup which contains chickpeas, potatoes, and vegetables such as green cabbage, celery, carrots, turnips, and meat such as botifarra, pork feet, salted ham, chicken, and veal. In northern Catalonia, it is sometimes called olada. Other Catalan dishes are calçots and escalavada. Music. Catalan music has one of the oldest documented musical traditions in Europe. Religion. The traditional religion in Catalonia is the Roman Catholic. However, in the course of the recent history, Catalonia has undergone several secularization waves. The first secularization wave happened during the 18th century as a result of the Enlightenment influence to the bourgeoisie. The second one was during the 19th century, that had a huge impact to the lower and middle class, but was interrupted by the outbreak of the Spanish Civil War. After the François regime, the population, dissatisfied with the dictatorship, accused the Catholic Church of being a supporter of the regime, and this led to another wave of secularization that extends since the 1980s. During the 1990s, most of the population of Catalonia were non-practicing Catholics. Nowadays 52.4% of the Catalans are Catholics, practicing or not. 30.2% of the Catalans are agnostic or atheist, and there is also a considerable amount of other religions. 7.3% Muslim, 2.5% Evangelical, 1.3% Buddhism, and 1.2% Orthodox Christians. Social conditions. Catalonia is one of the richest and most well-developed regions in southern Europe. Barcelona is among the most industrialized metropolises and is both a regional capital and a magnet for various migrants from other regions in Spain, as well as from foreign countries. Identity and nationalism. Due to the continued identification with a distinct identity, many Catalans support Catalan nationalism or Catalan independentism in Spain. This is only seen to a much lesser extent in France. Celebrations. The fire is the element in the most important traditional festivals, which are denoted as pagan roots. These celebrations have a high acceptance of fire between the Catalans. From the Flame of Canigó to the bonfires of St. John and the Fallas held in 90 towns in Valencia. Historical memory is the second axis of celebrations in Catalonia, where the Valencian, Catalan and Balear people reunite with his date of birth as peoples. This explains the many parties associated with the Reconquest, especially Moors and Christians, held mainly in the south of Valencia, Lleida and Mallorca. Finally, the religious celebration of the last shaft. Among them are the St. George's Day and the celebrations of St. Vincent Martyr and St. Anthony Abbot. The maximum expressions of this element are the Easter processions and performances of the Passion. Some festivals have a complicated relationship with religion, such as Carnival and Dance of Death, or specific aspects such as the Tio de Nadal and Cagana. Other key elements of the Catalan party are food, present in any party and especially to the pig slaughter and harvest festivals, contests such as towers, choice of major and festive floats, music, songs and bands, gangs, dances or dance, and animals, especially bulls and some mythological. The Paterma burger has been declared World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Symbolism. Because of history, much of the traditional symbols of Catalonia coincide with Aragon, Valencia and the Balearic Islands. The oldest Catalan symbol is the Shield of Catalonia, or Bars of Aragon, one of Europe's oldest heraldic emblems. A popular legend makes it date from the 9th century. It is said that the 4 red lines are the result of passing 4 fingers of Charles the Bald, smeared blood on the gold shield of Wilfred the Hairy, as a reward for having fought valiantly against the Saracens. The royal flag, inspired by the shield, is perhaps the most representative symbol of Catalan. As for hymns, the reapers represents Principatans, the balanguera represents the people from the islands, and in the case of Valencia, the official anthem of the exhibition alongside Muix Aronga as symbols of the country. Famous Catalans.